we started, you believe it or not, 30 years ago. Yes, we did. You know, we'd made our money. It wasn't very fulfilling. The journey was fun. Yeah, the journey was great. But then we were thrown into improving the government's adult education budget, and my area with 500,000 people was given £22 million a year to improve adult education. Yeah, we did very well. We were probably one of the top 3 training and enterprise councils, as they call them. Unemployment went down more than the average. More companies became investors in people. And we understood that the future was a better skilled population. We saw that knowledge and skills were accumulative. And what really defined the wealth of a nation. Not money, it was knowledge and skills. And what we saw was, because they were cumulative, if we could improve them in schools, we could improve the wealth of the nation. But it had to be in schools. We saw, too, that education as it existed then was a sieve. We thought that good leadership was all that was needed, folks. How wrong we are and were. We saw that inequality of achieved education created a dysfunctional society and was an indicator of inequality more than wealth. We can see that today, can't we? We saw that the wealth of the nation was really this knowledge and skills. And the government did actually adopt targets, but then they abandoned them because they couldn't reach them. We saw that teachers, even then, that's 20 years ago, were overburdened. And that's why we developed interactive whiteboards, because we saw that they would engage children better and help with teachers' preparation. We delivered hundreds, as you've heard. But in the process, we visited hundreds of classrooms. And we saw teachers still teaching front of class. Still, I teach, you learn. We saw children often not engaged, not stimulated, not learning. No wonder when they did paper tests and they answered them, their answers went into an unknown depth, meaning nothing. We understood at last how unengaged students were. Deadly. We began to see that the true potential of children was way beyond what they were achieving. And notions of IQ and DNA were myths, invented so that those of us who did educate ourselves could have an excuse. We saw that what was needed was a means of continuous engagement in the classroom, a means to provide what one of our LbQ users called an X-ray on my class. A way of feeding back to teachers and children instantly to engage, challenge, and teach. 15 years ago, we began to experiment, didn't we, Peter? Simple handheld devices that initially gave information to the teacher front of class. At the start, a leading teacher said to me, "Why would we want to do that?" We could see why. Why couldn't he? So we developed the idea, device after device with software. Yes, it worked, but it slowed down the class as children answer at such different paces, speeds. Then we developed self-paced, so that some students answered more questions. Then, at an exhibition in the US, a friend said, "Why don't you tell them if they're right or wrong?" So we did that. Yet, it didn't catch on. Then on a train journey, we realized that we could feed back the right answer or a hint for the wrong one. Yes, it worked, but it didn't catch on. Then we saw that what we needed was an immediate analysis of the class to help teachers make decisions about their own teaching and individuals. And we developed software to do this, but it didn't catch on. Then tablets came along, and then they were here at prices that less than we could make the handheld devices. Here was an opportunity to make the dream of engagement come true, the potential a reality. But it did not catch on. At last we understood that what was needed was the content to go with the vision, to include specific feedback for wrong answers and supplementary learning for correct ones. Perhaps we are there now. LbQ is the result, offering the content, the feedback, the analysis of a class in real time, and doing so with different questions to different groups, true differentiation. We've experimented with it in the past year, and yes, it does engage, thrill, and enthuse, and the children love learning. Yes, teachers are thrilled, as you've heard, and it does save them time, helping make their lives more livable, reducing preparation and marking, speeding up interventions, and it does allow them to do what they've always wanted to do. Yes, it does reduce the need for setting and helps differentiation, helping those that need to progress better and others to reach heights of learning that inspire. How often have we heard in the trial, "I used to hate maths, but now I love it." Maybe. But introducing something that is so different, however good, into a juggernaut education system that is overburdened and underfunded is not easy. We are trying to reduce the burden, and in particular the content burden alongside the teaching, but still it is difficult. I remember the cartoon of a machine gun salesman tapping on the shoulder of a Viking warrior. He had his machine gun by his side. And the warrior turns around and says, "Can't you see I'm busy fighting a war?" We can see what can improve learning and the potential of all our children. But how do we get this adopted in a busy, overloaded system? We're lucky. We are having a ball of a time. We are doing this not to make loads of money again. Been there, done that. We are out to improve the lives of hundreds of thousands of teachers and millions of children. I cannot tell you how liberating and exciting this is. But we need your help. Tell people about it, and tell more people about it. Write about it. Tell people that there's something here to change lives. If we change one life, it's wonderful. If we change millions, it's not a complete solution, of course. It absolutely, as Estelle said, does not replace teachers, nor should it, but it makes their lives more livable and gives them the time to be the teachers they always wanted to be. Incorporating, now they have time, elements of inspiration, real inspiration, and broad learning in the curriculum will again play a part. The teachers in our trial have told us what they need, and we have given it to you. Now we need you to help us spread the word. Please help. Tell your friends. In your pack, which you should all collect as you go out, you have a book about LbQ, a book of questions to show what we're doing, the 50 feedback report, and 5 free vouchers for books. Give these to people who you know. We will succeed and help teachers and children. They won't get much help from government, less money, more pressure, but we can do something. Please, please help us. If we do not succeed, at least we have tried. But with your help, we will succeed. We will succeed. And in 10 years, when it is not just LbQ promoting this technology and delivering this pedagogy, you will remember it started here. You will remember today. Thank you all for coming and listening. Thank you very much.